Lots of information is given. Oops. Oh, we are not turning the pages like in the Montessori classroom for sure. And it's a lovely book about the dolphin growing up. This book is called Here's the Tropical Rainforest by Madeline Dunphy. And lovely illustrations. And it is it's like, this is the house that Jack built. It adds and adds and adds to it. And it continues throughout all the different layers of the rainforest. It is very nicely done. A is for anaconda is very nice too. Illustrations are lovely, very carefully done. I have a lot more. I'm just not able to show them all. At Home in the Rainforest is a nice book that gives a lot of information by Diane Willow. And artwork is very nice, but it gives a lot of info on each page. Rainforest by Helen Coucher is also very nice. The Great Kapok Tree is about a man going into the rainforest, cutting the rainforest, big rainforest giant down, the big kapok tree, and he has a dream and dreams about all the animals, telling him not to destroy the tree. This is a book that's done by a person here from St. Louis. She was about 18 years old when she made this book, Walk to the Rainforest by Kristen Joy Brett. And she has an ABC book of animals and plants of the rainforest. This one here is a good book if you ever have to wait at the doctor's office or go to a restaurant and have to wait. It's called Look Again, and it has different biomes inside or different animal groups, and the picture on one side is different than the picture on the other side. So you have to really spend some time and look. This is the forest. This is the ocean. So different biomes all around. And you can spend a lot of time discussing things and building up language skills with your children. This is about the Arctic, and I have a lot more books about the Arctic than the Antarctica. This one is a photograph book, while this one are drawings about the penguins and how they live in the Antarctic. This one I found recently. I cannot stop buying books, so I don't have to school anymore. It's Forest Bright, Forest Night. And it shows how animals live so differently during the day and during the night. Now it's going upside down. This is the nighttime. It's very lovely done. The illustrations are wonderful. This is from our conservation department, and it's lovely. A fox in the forest. The illustrations are very nicely done and very nice information. In the forest, Look and Learn books are very nice. They're from Scholastic, and they have different biomes in this series. Footprints in the Sand is a very nice one. It's from a Hello Reader from Scholastic again. And this one is an easy reading book for some children learning how to read. And this is called Welcome to the Sea of Sand by Laura Reagan, illustrated and by Jane Yolen. And the pictures are just marvelous. Lots of information given about the desert biome. The Desert Giant is a book about the saguaro cactus and all the life that inhabits that cactus and what is being made from the cactus. So it's a very lovely story. Swamp and wetlands, habitat books, again with photographs. All Ice on the Pond is a new one from Scholastic that is by Michael J. Rosen, and the pictures are by Tom Leonard. Lovely, lovely pictures and information. Near One Cattail is another nice one, talking about the wetlands. And as you can see, the artwork is superb. I do not like to see people with bulging eyes in books and unrealistic things. It needs to be something that really educates the child. Soggy Habitat, that's a different style of a book. Lovely done. Good information. The Pond Circle is about the animals that live close to Anna's house and the circle it makes with the food chain. The Grasslands is about habitats. That's another nice one. And here's the African Savannah by Madeline Dunphy. And Lion in the Long Grass is one of my favorite books. It talks about the old lion that helps this young lion as he grows up, and he sacrifices his life for the little lion when another lion comes to attack. And it's a very, very well-written story. Now we progress to zoology, and animals around the world still deals with biomes though, but it shows animals living in different biomes. And I had told you that if you don't have a lot of money to spend to buy a lot of books, that children around the world and animals would be the books to get. There's a series, Furs, Feathers, Skin, and Shells. That's very nice, and for a classroom, some things like this are more feasible to buy. This one here also deals with biomes. That's the last part of it, and you can move things, and the children treat my books so very well because it's a National Geographic book, hide and seek. They are wanting to have the books nice for the next person, and we make a big deal out of it, or we made rather a big deal out of it if there was anything broken, and we fixed it the right way. This is called the Burrow Book, and it talks about what lives underground. And you can look into those burrows and see the animals living below. And in the woodland and other places in the Arctic, this is also still the end of the biome books. Each living thing talks about caring of the environment. In my classroom, I had also books like What is an Amphibian, a Reptile, Insect, Fish, Bird, and Mammal. And these pictures are lovely. They are photographs inside and easy information to read. I love this book. I don't know if it's still in print. It's called Benny's Animals. And it's Benny, the little boy, that decides he would get information how to classify animals. And it's so very lovely written that if it's still in print, get this book. Now we get into winter and hibernation. And I wanted to say something about the National Geographic books. We have a whole variety of them. It's photographic books that are very well written. There's a whole set of them. Animals in the Winter is very nice, and that was written by Henrietta Bancroft. And nice pictures, lots and lots of information about different animals. Big and Little Tracks, Following Animal Prints by Millicent E. Selsom. And this one here, All About Hibernation by Tori Kosara, and has very nice photographs in it as of who is a true hibernator and who is not. And then this is a story, Every Autumn Comes the Bear by Jim Arnowski, and that's a very sweet story too. Here's some about mammals. About Mammals, a Guide for Children by Catherine Sill. Lovely, lovely pictures inside. Very nicely written. What is a mammal? There's a lot of books, what is, and describing different animals or plants. And that is also very nicely done. Lots of information. This one is on bats. We want to show different types of mammals. We want to show mammals that live in the ocean, mammals that fly. This one here is Flying Squirrel at Acorn Place. It's not really flying, she's gliding in woodchuck at Blackberry Road, that these books can be gotten in hard and soft bound. So the soft bound books, if you can teach your children to be careful with them, will be much less expensive. But it's lovely artwork and lots of information for children. Nuts to You is a collage book by Louise Ehlert, and the pictures are very sweet, and you can see stories of the little squirrel and what happens to it. Then we have Amazing Armadillos, and this book is more like learning how to read, third level readers, and it's realistic. It's the whole story of the armadillo and how it lives. I also want to go into marsupials, and I have 2 amphibian books here. I have a lot more in the back, but these are the photographic books. Bobby Coleman books are very nicely done. They have a lot of photos in there and also drawings. Very nicely done. So, to continue with the zoology books, this one is nice. I can read. Spiders, snake, bees, and bats made by God. It has lovely photographic images inside and lots of information. Easy enough for the children to read. This was one of the favorite ones, Reptiles Do the Strangest Things, and it talks about how the egg, an egg can be swallowed by a snake, etc. Lots of different things that happen with snakes and other reptiles. This one here is a home for little turtle. Turtle is walking around the nature, and this book is written by, I don't even know, by Ariane Shutton. And the pictures are very lovely done. And the Colossal Book of Dinosaurs is very nicely done. It talks about different dinosaurs and what their life might have been. And it's very lovely written. God Created the Birds of the World is a very nice one. It's a sticker book, and the children did not really pull any of the stickers off. 3 Ducks Went Wandering by Ron Roy shows the little ducks getting into danger without knowing about it and ending up safely with Mother Duck again. What is a Bird? That is a very nice book. That's written by Jennifer Day, and she has very lovely illustrations in the book and classifies the birds in different groups. Chickens aren't the only ones. Talks about eggs being laid by other animals groups also, and there are interesting pictures of other animals laying eggs. Swan Fly Away is the story of the life of a tundra swan. That's very nicely done. Chicken and the Egg shows photographs of the development of a baby chick inside of the egg until it hatches. There are many pictures in there. The Honeymakers is from Gail Gibbons, and it talks about the bee, lots of information about the parts of the bee and how they live and how they gather their honey, how they do the bee dance and everything else. This one is called Ant Cities, and it's written by Arthur Doris, and he has illustrated it also, talking about ants, how they live, and just basic information. This one is What is an Insect? This series is really, really good, by Jennifer Day, and the illustrations and information are just exquisite. And then stories. There's the Smithsonian, as I told you, with the animals in the ocean. They have a lot of different series of how the animals live, and this one is Monarch Butterfly of Astorway. Illustrations are lovely done, and lots of information is given, how they migrate in Mexico. Now to botany. I had a lot of books that explain seed, root, flowers, and stems. Melanie Mitchell was the one that wrote them. Basic information with nice illustrations. There's another series too, Braintree Perspectives, Plant Parts, Flowers. A little bit more written for the older child, leaves, roots, and stems and trunks. Bean and Plant is by Christine Flack, and it's a beautiful photographic book. From Seed to Plant by Gail Gibbons is also very nicely done. Now this time we have illustrations. I like the book Jack's Garden very much because it deals not only with the seeds that he is having, the tools that he uses, but also with the creatures that live in the ground, what happens when spring comes around, how the seeds look like, how the different things start growing, the birds of the garden. So there's a lot, insects, there's a lot of information in this book. And then what do roots do is very lovely done. It talks about what do plants do to hold themselves in the ground. And it shows different types of roots. This is a new one that I just got recently. Explore Our World with Gail Gibbons. We eat the vegetables we eat. And it talks about different vegetables.